What's up, everyone? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Boymom Social Club podcast, where we dive into the highs, the lows, and those Lord, give me the strength moments and everything in between on what it is to be a boy mom. Today, we have a special guest. She is such an inspiration. She is giving queen energy, and we love that. She is a makeup artist. She is a mom of one, and she is battling one of the most challenging things in her life, cancer. I'd like to welcome my beautiful guest, Miss Keesh.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me.
Welcome, Queen.
Thank
Welcome.
you, babe. Thank
How
you.
are you?
I'm good. I'm really good.
Good.
Very good.
How was the drive?
The drive was good. I cruised on in.
Mhm.
Like the yellow brick road. You know what I mean? Like I just was like, okay, just put one foot in front of the other and just keep on cruising.
Yeah.
And I always leave early anyway because I know it's LA. And
Hello?
y'all was born and raised here.
Yep.
But that traffic's different. So I always leave early because I do believe that if you early, you on time, and if you late, you what is it? If you early, you on time. If
I
you
don't
on
know.
time, you late.
I'm always late.
If
I'm
you
like,
early,
I'm
you on
working on
time.
that.
If you on time, you late. Still, yeah. So I believe in
Okay.
that. I
Okay,
believe in
well,
that.
that's good.
And I
I
believe
gotta
that the
learn
early
that.
bird gets. Well, you know how y'all say the early bird gets the worm.
Uh-huh.
No, the early bird gets the soil. Who wants that squirmy worm? We dealing with that every day.
Wait, where you from?
I'm from Baltimore.
Okay, be more in the house.
That's right.
Be more in the house. Have you met my co-host, my beautiful co-host? This is
Wow.
Judy.
Hi,
Keesh.
Judy. Hello.
Nice to meet you. I'm glad you're on board today.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thanks for
Can't wait
having
to
me.
talk to you.
Yeah.
Thank
Some
you.
more.
Some more.
LA and Baltimore are in the building. I am so happy that you came onto the platform and you said you loved, what we're doing.
Yes, I do.
And, it's a boy mom thing.
Yes, it is. The
You
best
are a
mom.
boy mom.
Yes, I am.
And I love you and your son's relationship. It's so solid.
Thank you.
And it's very inspirational. Your story is amazing. So I can't wait to, we can't wait to share it with our viewers.
Thank you.
So,
Thanks for having me.
With that being said, we like to break the ice a little bit and, do like a icebreaker.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's go.
It's a little would you rather game. So
Okay.
I'm gonna ask you some questions. You answer them,
Okay.
to the
Okay.
best of what you feel like
do it.
saying. So the first question: would you rather do makeup for Beyonce or spend a day with Michelle Obama?
Definitely spend the day with Michelle Obama.
I know that's right.
Yes.
Why?
Come on.
She's such an icon.
Come on now.
Yes.
For real.
That's an amazing moment. I mean, I
Yes.
do have a Michelle Obama moment I already had, though. I went to the White House.
Did you?
Yeah.
What was that?
The last year the Obamas were in the White House, I went with The Real. I was on The Real, the show called The Real.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was the makeup artist that they brought inside, and I got to hug Michelle Obama, and she liked my eyelashes that I had on.
Okay.
That's right.
And I have a witness too, so yeah.
Ooh, child, you
Yeah.
needed a witness for that because that
was
is
beautiful.
so
Did you take a
amazing.
picture? Did you take a picture?
Not with Michelle Obama, but I did get two of the dog, Bo, and the other dog that they have. Yeah, because I was working, so
That is too
had to keep
cute.
professional.
Ooh,
Yes.
shout out to Michelle.
Yes, amazing woman.
Yes.
So would you rather travel the world for free with the carry-on or stay in a 5-star hotel but only in the US?
Travel the world.
With
with a
one carry-on. Girl, take
Yes,
me.
definitely.
Take
Mhm.
me.
Absolutely.
All I need is a
Travel the
backpack.
world, yes.
All we need is that carry-on.
And all
right?
you need is that carry-on.
Right. Would you rather have lashes that stay on through a breakup or edges that survive a thunderstorm?
Or maybe, I don't know. I like to bet these eyes a little bit.
Okay.
So I'm going to do the lashes, this last through the relationship.
I know that's right. Girl, it's nothing like some
You know,
beautiful lashes when you wake
I mean, they don't
up.
torture you. You can just glue down some edges now. So.
Right.
Throw a hat on.
Exactly. But
Yeah,
these
let me put a hat
lashes,
on. As long as I got some
baby.
lashes, yeah. Put a hat on.
Would you rather break a nail on the way to your birthday dinner or have your wig slide back mid-toast?
Oh, break that nail.
Yes.
That's right. Go ahead and break that
Ooh,
nail. And
child.
plus I got crazy glue on me anyway.
Me too.
It's right in my
carry
bag. I carry it, the little brush kind.
Yeah, I carry crazy glue wherever I go. I ain't
Yeah,
got time for no
so
nail to
funny.
be
That's
breaking. When a
right.
nail break, I just feel like it's the end of the world right now.
It really is. Because it hurt too.
It do.
It does hurt. Definitely hurts.
Okay, so would you rather sit in a room full of millionaires or take a 2-hour nap with no interruptions?
Oh, definitely take that nap.
I'm
I'm taking that nap.
Right,
Yeah,
girl.
I'm taking that nap.
we
We
need
didn't want
that
to do that
beauty
when we was
sleep.
little. Now we understand the value of a nap. I
Uh-huh.
gotta take a nap.
I know that's
Yes.
right.
Because you healing, you know. That's why when you go
Yes.
to Japan, they close everything down at a certain time and everybody's supposed to take a nap.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then they
Wow.
reopen.
Yes.
You know, we don't even want to go 16
Keep
hours
going.
straight, calling it a day of work.
Man,
No,
sleep is so important.
it really is. That's when you heal.
Yes. So would you rather time travel to your favorite memory or skip ahead to your biggest dream coming true?
Ooh, I'm going to skip
Mm.
ahead to my biggest dream.
Why?
I just think I already been through the fire and all that stuff. I just want to go ahead and get there so I can say I made it.
I know
That's
that's right.
right.
I love that. That's
Yeah.
so powerful.
Yeah, I just want to do that.
Would you rather be the go-to MUA, because you are a celebrity makeup artist? Let's
Yes.
just put that stamp on your name because
thank
I don't
you.
think we mentioned that when we first started. Like you are
Daytime Emmy makeup artist. Daytime Emmy-nominated makeup artist, I should say. Daytime
Yes.
Emmy-nominated makeup artist.
Put some respect on her name.
Thank
All
you.
right. So, would you rather be the go-to makeup artist for Netflix series or get flued out weekly for celebrity tours?
Oh, I'm going to get flued out. I want to get flued out.
With a
Yeah.
carry-on.
Yeah.
What carry on?
Yeah.
Fly me
I
out. I just want to fly out.
I know that's right. You like to
Yeah,
travel?
I do.
I
I
know.
really do.
I love to travel.
Yeah.
Ooh, I wish this money was in the right place to
it's
travel.
coming.
though.
It's coming.
It is. Would you rather be stuck in traffic in full glam with nowhere to go or get caught barefaced at Costco by your ex?
Oh, sit me in the traffic.
Ooh, girl, I do not want nobody seeing me.
Is it him and he by himself?
Yeah, right. He'll be like, Keesh.
Yeah, you know, like, no, he ain't gonna be by himself at Costco. Yeah, that's a date.
Yeah,
That's a date.
He on a date, so I don't want to see him.
Right.
Keep me in traffic. I'll be in traffic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just take all the videos in the car, you know.
Right. Would you rather spend a weekend in Dubai or spend the night talking with your son about life, love, and everything that he doesn't say to anyone else?
Oh, I would definitely want to talk to my son about
I'm-
everything.
Aw.
We do that now. So
You guys are so close.
yeah, we are. We
I
really
love
close.
that.
He's amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Boy, mom of one.
Ooh, boy, mom of one.
Did you ever want any other kids?
Nope.
Okay. She
That was
answered that
real
quick.
fast.
Nope.
Nope.
You know what? Sometimes I wish I had another one.
You
But-
do?
Yeah, that's just because my son, he's like spoiled. So I just feel like he definitely need another sibling to kind
Yeah.
of like balance his self out.
Yeah.
If
How old
that
is
makes
he?
sense. He's 14.
Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whew, that's a whole nother episode.
Okay.
y'all.
We'll talk.
Would you rather have dinner with your younger self or your future self?
Ooh, right now, my younger self.
Why?
Because she wasn't scared. You know, when you're young, I'm talking like my 8-year-old self.
Okay.
And just to let her know, like, because that's who I tap into right now during my cancer journey. I tap back into her because she didn't know fear. She didn't care about what the world was doing. I just was there. I was colorful. I've always been colorful.
Ooh, yes, I
know,
love
like,
colorful.
Yeah, like I was like, I've always like dreamed in color, you know, like I've always been a little different than a lot of other people, you know. So I kind of always was real solo, and I always kind of just knew my spiritual relationship. It opened up really early for me, like at 10. So it was kind of like one of those things where I always understood that there was a higher power, and I just needed to, stay on track,
Wow.
and I always believed in integrity. It's not about
Yeah.
what people see; it's about just do what you do, and the
Mhm.
right people will notice. And that's how
That's
I
true.
got where I'm at. In a lot of ways, like even working on set, like right now, even the people who are calling me right now used to be PAs. When I first started out here in LA, they were
Mhm.
PAs, but I was nice to them. I wasn't treating them like they was not important.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm like, hey, you brought me a water, but can I give you a water? You know what I mean? Like, let me help you
Yeah.
out. But they're
Yeah.
calling me now for jobs because they
Aw.
remember when they was like, well, I used to say, when I got in position, I'll make sure I come back and, reach back and pull you forward. You know what I mean? And that's how I do. Like, I like reaching back and pulling people forward. Like, it's not
Yes.
fun alone.
Right.
Like even when I
Definitely.
get jobs out of the country, I always tell my best friend or anybody like, that I love, I always say, you know what, I'm there. They're gonna give me a hotel. So just you got your ticket, your passport, come too. We can make it work out here.
That's
Mhm.
Because I don't
nice.
want you to live through my life on a picture. I
Mhm.
want you to see it with your eyes, your eyes, because I want to see it. I want you to see it through your eyes because I'm seeing it through mine, and we're gonna be together. So
Yeah.
I'm like,
Aw.
we're gonna make it work. Like like my best friend, my son, they come wherever I'm at. They gonna come see it too. It's not. I'm not sending pictures back so y'all can be like, ooh, no.
Pull up.
Yeah, come on. Like, we got
You're
look.
opening a
We
whole new
ain't
door for
production paying
them.
for the
Yeah.
room. You know what I mean? Like, let's live out here.
Right.
Let's see. We went to Anguilla. I was in Anguilla for like 2 months, and my son came out. My
Ooh, we
best
want to go
friend
to
came. I
Anguilla.
loved Anguilla.
Ooh.
Ooh,
She said, "Ooh."
such is life. That's what they say.
Ooh.
That's right.
So I know you were speaking on like self-expression and stuff like that, how you like colorful and
hmm
you know, how did you get your first like how did you get into makeup?
Well, um, the reason I started makeup was because I was the darkest child my mom had, and so she really used to call me names when I was younger. So I used to always just be like, I don't believe her. I'm just gonna put a little bit of makeup on, and so I started putting makeup on to make myself feel better because the person who gave birth to you turned you down like that. You kind of believe it, but I just didn't believe it though. I used to be like, she crazy. I'm looking into me every day. Look at me, like I'm fine.
I know that's
And
That's
I know that's
right.
right.
like she's just
Yes.
jealous because I know how to do the hula hoop, and then she'd be like, sit you. She knew I was gonna be real good at that hula hoop, but I
Mhm.
didn't know she was looking at me in a different way. You know what I mean? Like I'm 8
Mm.
years old, and you know the little girls, but you
Yeah.
you want that shh, 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 like with some more say that, right? When you gotta make that little sound with it, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, my mother heard the sound, she would sit your ass down. Like, oh man, she just tried. Sometimes parents don't know, but telling your kids to sit down or calling them names and stuff when they early and still impressionable, it kind of takes toll on them. But I turned mine around. I never believed that other women were mean or evil, so I always wanted to help women, and I always was able to tap into the empathy in me. Always able to tap into someone's sorrow really quick. I always can tell when someone needed something extra out of me. Even working in retail at the Mac counter, people used to say, well, "You do makeup so pretty, but why you make all your customers cry?"
Aw.
And it just be something I just tapped into, and I can tell. I'd be like, it's gonna be okay. It was almost like I can feel their energy, and I would just talk to them, and then they're like,
Mhm.
well, what do you know? I'm thinking, I don't know, but it's the message that's been given to me. I need to let you know it's gonna be okay. So
Mhm.
it's one of those things where I just makeup made me feel good, and it made me make other people feel good, and at the same time, it wasn't. It was. I'm more than a makeup artist. I say,
You're a
because you're
therapist.
you're a therapist. Yeah, like it's like your spiritual job. Like we all got a job we supposed to do spiritually, and I
Yes.
feel like I found mine. Mine's is speaking life into people. You
Yeah.
know,
Oh, I love that. That is so
yeah,
so powerful.
Yes.
yeah.
So was it always something that you wanted to do growing up?
Always. I never even had a second. Yeah, I was like, I'm going to be a makeup artist. And people used to say to me, you know, I lived in Baltimore, so they used to say, you better go get a good job, government job with some benefits. And people don't get married all the time. I'm a makeup artist in the early 90s, so 92. So people was like, you know, how are you going to take care of yourself people don't get married except the weekend, so how are you going to live? And I was just like, I don't know, but I'm gonna be a makeup. I'm gonna be a makeup on TV. I just want to work on the good times.
You spoke it into existence.
Yeah, you just see it. I've always knew that. I used to always look at Valona on Good Times. I'd be like, who's doing her makeup? I'm like, no, that's right. Look at her hair. Like,
it was easy.
Yeah, she was just getting it. Thelma was like so pretty, little makeup. I was like, I'm gonna do that makeup. Like, you know, she had like nice high blue, like eyeliner on. I'm like, go ahead, Thelma. I want to do that too. I just put a little mole here, lips in. I had a mole like Thelma head. I was like, yes.
You were going somewhere.
Yeah,
you knew it.
That's the thing about dreaming. Like, it's a lot of naysayers. People were like, oh, you're not going to get there. They kept telling me that. But I'm so glad I didn't believe them. Like, I didn't know this makeup thing was going to take off. You know, we didn't know where it was going because people was telling me different. And it was, you know, but once MAC Cosmetics did come around, like, it gave all of us a chance. They were right about all races, all ages, all sexes. It was real. Like, you can't call yourself a makeup artist unless you get thrown into it like that with all races. You know what I mean? I can do, you know, a black woman, a white woman, an Asian woman. I don't care where they're from. I can do them all. You know, and because they came to the MAC counter. We couldn't tell them, oh, I can't do you. You know what I mean? No, you just set them down and you
figured it out.
Figured it out.
But you had a skill.
But that word "figure it out" is a big deal because that's when God comes in.
Ooh.
That's that faith. That's that faith walk. That figure it out. Because you know when when your mother used to say, I don't know, just leave me alone. I gotta figure it out. She figured it out though. Because I used to do that with my son. I gotta figure it out. Johnny, I don't know. I gotta figure it out. And I realized that's faith. That's a surrender. Mm-hmm. Because I know it has to be a higher power out here for me to figure it out. Yeah. Because I don't have a clue. But I said I was going to figure it out, right?
Right.
And it happened. So that's your faith walk stepping in. You know?
Yeah. Like I know with any like creative career that, it comes with like bumps in the road. Like, what are some challenges that you have faced?
So I think some of the challenges that I ran into was just getting into the union and feeling like you wasn't wanted there because they wasn't really diverse at the time.
When you say union, is it like a makeup union?
It's a makeup union that we have. So, it just wasn't very diverse at first, So the challenge was trying to get into the union. It took forever for me to figure out how to get there. It's one thing I realized that really people can't tell you how to get into the union because I used to say, well, how are they going to keep it from me? Nobody want me to get in there. And I'm like, but that's the only way I can work on TV or commercials and stuff. I had to be in the union.
Okay.
And, and pay my fees and stuff. So, but I didn't know that. So when I first moved out here, I thought when I seen one of those black and yellow signs, so it's like a movie set or something, you start seeing the trailers and stuff on LA streets. I thought I can just be like, I used to go to security and be like, excuse me, do you know who the makeup trailer is? And they was like, right there. And I was like, do you know can you tell the department head to come out here, please? And they would come out and I'd be like, yeah, I wanna work with y'all. If you need anybody, I'm new in LA.
Right.
And they say, yeah, you don't know how this works. You need to get in the union.
Oh, okay. Well, they shared that game with you.
Yeah, and I was like, get in the union. They was like, yeah, I mean, you just got to keep working and you'll get in the union. I'm thinking, what are they talking about? So that was challenging, trying to figure out how to get in the union. Mm-hmm. But then it started happening. I just started getting booked and word of mouth. And people next thing I know, I was working at the MAC counter. And this young lady came in from New York, and I didn't know they had me in the back doing, I was freelancing at the MAC counter. So they had me in the back doing stock. And I hear this lady up front asking the young guy, she wanted an appointment to get her makeup done. And he was like, I'm sorry, he used the appointment book. He was like, oh, we're fully booked. And I'm thinking, I'm a makeup artist. They got me back here doing stock. I'm here to do makeup. So I went out front as a freelancer, and I was like, what do you want done, honey? And she was like, it was my birthday. I just flew in from New York, and I just want a little concealer and some lashes and, some lip gloss. And I was like, okay, sit down. Next thing you know, speed it up, 2-3 weeks later, she's calling the MAC counter looking for me. and I wasn't there that day. And she called the next day, I wasn't there. They kept saying, "There's some lady, but she won't leave a message." So I'm there one day. I'm there like the third day, and she calls, and she's like, "Yeah, I have a friend of mine who's moving out there from New York, and he's looking for a makeup artist." And she was like, "So can I share your information?" She said, "You were so kind, come and do
Wow.
my makeup." And I was like, "Yeah." Next thing you know, speed it up. I got a 3-year contract at E News with Terrence J.
Oh, wow.
And that's how I got in the union.
That's dope. That's a
Wow.
dope
Because all you
story.
need to do is work for 3 years, 90 days per year. And I end up getting with Terrence J based on me being kind to somebody in the Mac store. That's why whenever I go to Sally's or even, what are these stores out here now? Sephora and them.
Yeah,
I always
Ulta.
tell people, I say, you never know who you touch because it can change your life.
Definitely.
true.
And it's about customer service. You know what I mean? People got to get back to that.
And that's
it
with
costs nothing
anything.
to be. It costs nothing to be kind.
Because people remember that. You know, and a lot of that's how my career has got where it's got, because I'm not the best makeup artist out there. I'm just a kind maker. I'm a kind human being.
Right.
You know, and I treat people the way I want to be treated. I'm respectful. I respect people, and I have integrity. You know what I mean? I want to work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to work with you. I want to work by you. I don't
Mhm.
have to be in charge. I know how to take. First of all, I manage myself really well, that nobody really don't need to manage me. But if they want to feel special and manage me, then they can manage me. I'm okay with it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But I know what I need
You
to
can
do.
take direction.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very well.
Yeah.
But I try to keep you from having to give me direction, because I tap into what your needs are.
Right.
You know
Detail
what I mean?
oriented.
Yeah, you pay
Mhm.
attention to what people need from you. You try to do it, we know we coming in here every day long. We got to do the call sheet. Let's fill out the call sheet every time you come in. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
You know, the actors going to need water when they come in. Fill up the pot. You know what I mean? Like, who wants people to tell them all the time, especially when you've been a mother? You know, we've been telling kids, do this, do that. So we know,
Right.
we know,
Right.
you know what to do. That's why it's good to hire mothers, you know,
Uh-huh.
because,
No, that's
Definitely.
serious.
yeah.
We the managers,
Yeah.
supervisors.
Uber drivers.
That's true.
Right.
Yes. We do it with a smile.
Definitely.
You know?
Was there ever a moment where you just felt like in your industry, like, yeah, this is like where I belong?
Yeah. Every time I show up on a set, I say that. Yeah, I did it. I made it.
You made it.
Yeah.
That was a good feeling.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
I did. And I love seeing other Black women there too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, sometimes it bothers me when I see other Black women and they barely want to speak to each other. I'm thinking, girl, because I always called myself Harriet, like Harriet Tubman.
Mm-hmm.
I always say, I'm the one that's going to be freeing the people, and I'll shoot you down if you try and mess up my freedom, with my shotgun and stuff. So I always tell people I'm Harriet Tubman. I got Harriet Tubman shirts and everything. I'm so serious about Harriet. I've been Harriet since I was 8.
Okay.
I've always been a
Wow.
leader as far as I was concerned. And
And
I called myself
strong.
Harriet. And I was like, yes, girl, I'm Harriet. I'm Harriet. Everybody know my friends going to laugh when they see that if you keep it in. Because they be like, she really is Harriet. She's Harriet. Yeah, because, I love reaching back and pulling forward. I love bringing people along. I just think it's room for everybody. You know what I
Yes.
mean? It really is.
You're
I
not no
mean,
gatekeeper.
yeah,
Yeah.
I just want to share, and I want people to grow. I want people to love each other. I just think that we should just all buy a mansion and people who love each other, and everybody had their own wing and come together. And, I
Aw.
just think that would
Yeah.
be,
And we learn from each other.
because we
Yes,
do.
we
We got to
do.
love each other.
Okay, so what's the most meaningful reaction you've gotten from somebody after you did their makeup
Ooh.
that sat with you like?
I'm making a difference.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. So, I have this mentor named Bev Kearney, and I went to Austin, Texas, and we went to the Ronald McDonald House with kids living with cancer. This is way before I even entered this cancer world.
Oh, wow.
So we go to this cancer center, and these kids people raise money for this Ronald McDonald House where they stay there for all their services and stuff. And if they fly their parents in from all over town, all over the country, and they bring them to this Ronald McDonald House, and the siblings, everybody just get to stay there.
Mm.
Because basically it's almost like a hospice for kids. I realized that later, but I didn't know then. But all of them don't. It's not hospice for real, but that's what it seemed like to me at one point. So I
Mhm.
get there, and we have all these kids, and they have cancer, and they, I come as a makeup artist, and I'm talking to these kids, and this one little girl, she had her eyes like sealed shut, like flat like this, but she didn't have no eyeball. It was just like all flat.
Mm.
Come to find out she had cancer in her eyeballs. So they removed her eyeballs. So she just had the skin like closed down.
Oh,
And I went up to her and I was like, so what are you interested in? And she said she wanted some eyeshadow.
girl.
And that's all she said. She said, I just want some eyeshadow. And she was like 6. And I put some eyeshadow on. It was like purple and blue, like,
You
that
told her the
whole,
colors.
yeah, I was told it was
Aw.
white, purple, and blue, like you on a unicorn. I told her to think about the unicorns. And that was the most special moment for me because she really was so happy. But she didn't even have any eyeballs. And then years later, here
Aw.
I go with cancer. And now I'm understanding. But I didn't realize like what these kids were really going through.
Right.
They just were so happy and so much joy. Nobody was complaining. It was like so much love in those rooms. So I'm happy for Bev Kearney. She's an amazing, amazing mentor. She put us through that with people. So
Yeah.
that was one of my amazing moments.
You don't never really know what somebody is actually going through unless you went through going through something similar at that time. And
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. And then I'm like, wow, them poor kids, But then that's where you get your joy from, even with me. Like, I'm happy. I'm just happy to wake up. I'm just happy to have
Aw.
another day,
Hello.
So
Yeah. Absolutely.
I perform my first miracle every time I open these eyes. I be like, "Woo, thank you, God." I do. I be like,
Thank you,
"Thank
Jesus."
I do. I be like, "Thank you." What I'm gonna do today? Like,
Yeah.
and then I'm happy. I go eat an apple and everything.
I
I didn't know I do. I go eat an apple first thing in the morning. I do.
That's
I
right.
know that's
I'm like, I'm gonna
right.
eat an apple.
Yeah.
What does the apple do?
I don't know, but it's the fiber, It's the fiber. It's like,
Hey, an apple away.
What's it,
the
a apple a day keeps the doctor away.
Yeah. That's what they say.
Yes, let me
Oh,
tell
and
you.
then I have a question for you. How did you maneuver moving and traveling and being a makeup artist with a son? Did he go on set with you?
Well, no. When he was younger, when he was a little younger, no, I would meet like girls at the hair salon and stuff, young girls, and they would just like me, and I would be like, "Hey, can I go?" I would talk to their mom like, "If I'm going out of town, can she come and stay at my place?" Because I never wanted Johnny to leave his room or leave his home. I've always wanted someone. I'd rather have a person come to our home than him to go to someone else's home
Okay.
because I needed him to feel comfortable because he wasn't that type of child. Like he wasn't real good with going to people. That would be too much on him. And the way I settled my heart was making sure I never took him out his space. So I would bring someone to the home all the time when I went out of town and stuff. But then when I could take him, I would. Like, even when I did that thing in Austin, he was with me. You know what I mean? So there has been times where people was like, "Oh, your son," because they know I'm close to him. So they be like, "Your son can fly." I'm like, "My son? Okay, well, this is perfect." I don't
Say
think-
less.
Yeah, it's like
Made your
they-
job
they
easier
know,
for you,
They
right?
know. People know that, Johnny got to go, But when I'm working and stuff, you can't take your child to work. So I just used to have a daycare person pick him up, or someone always helped me.
Yeah.
I mean, angels was just along the way.
Takes a village.
It really does take a
Mhm.
village. It really does. And I had some amazing people.
And that village does not necessarily mean family.
Yes, it's never family,
Right.
really, honestly, because
You
these people didn't take nothing from me. They just he was a good kid, and they was like, I want him around my child. You know what I mean? Like they wanted Johnny to be around their children. Like I never had a problem with him.
Did you ever struggle with mom guilt with Johnny? With like working and stuff like that? Feeling torn between.
Yeah, that's a good one.
How,
You just said that.
how was
Yeah,
that?
I had a lot of mom guilt, and a lot of my mom guilt came when it was time to pick up Johnny from school. Like after work, I would go pick up Johnny from school when he was in high school, and he used to always come to the car and he used to get in the car and he used to say, "What's wrong?" Every day, Monday, Tuesday, "What's
felt
wrong?
you.
Aw.
What's wrong?" And one day I was like, I wonder why he keep asking me what's wrong. And I said, it's my face. I have a worried look. I'm sitting here like tensed up, not breathing. You know what I mean? Just mad. You know what I mean? I'm like, you better hurry up and don't bring them kids to this car talking about how Johnny's mom. Like, I don't want to hear this. You know what I mean? I had that face on. Like,
yeah.
so he used to like read me through the windshield while he was walking to the passenger side.
He knew.
So one day I was like, just start smiling when you pull up. Like when you see him, smile. So I used to pull up and I'd be like, I don't care how I felt. I wanted to
Put your face on.
But I put my face on. I started picking up because then he used to get in the comments like, hey, what are we doing today, Mom? And he stopped asking me that.
You start noticing.
I started noticing that I didn't like the tense. He was so worried about how my day was and why, what's wrong. He was so used to me just having something wrong. And it's like, that's not a good place for a child to be. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want him worried.
And
like,
then you're pouring that stress on him.
Yeah.
Without even knowing that you're doing that.
Exactly. Because our first thing he wants to know is, what's wrong? Everything okay, Mom? And so you just don't want that for them. You do what you have to do. You put that face on and you smile through it and you get through it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you figure it out, because the last thing you need is to put the stress on those kids, then, that's just not a good thing. So that's how I dealt with that though. I mean, I stopped doing it because of the mom guilt. Like, the mom guilt of just not being able to spend the time, but then mad at him because I can't do all the hours either. Like, I'm torn.
Yeah,
I was
going to ask you, were you torn between chasing your career and being present in your son's life?
I was very torn because it was just me with him.
Yeah.
So even though I would find, young people in my life to help me with him along the way, and my angels and my best friend, she helped me with him a lot. Takara, I love you.
Shout out Takara.
Yes, I love Takara. She helped me a lot. Me and Takara helped each other. She was raising her sister when I met her, and I was raising my son, and he was 12 and her sister was 16. So we did it together.
Okay.
Yeah, so then me and Takara started traveling together when she was the Hennessy girl, and then her sister would watch Johnny. So
And how old was her sister?
16 and Johnny was 12.
Oh, no, that's right. You just said that.
Yeah.
So it's like keeping each other company too.
Keeping each other company.
Right.
She wasn't alone, he wasn't alone. And now they're really, really close. Even like now, they both graduated from Hollywood High, and she's 30, I think 2 now, and he's 28. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. They're already
and so
there.
they truly are sisters and brothers. You can't tell them they're not. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Yeah.
Aw,
so
that's dope.
that was a really good thing. Yeah.
That's right.
Do you feel like your journey influenced your son in any way?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that my journey has definitely influenced him. He's watched me, because he's been with me while I've been chasing it. He came out here with me while I was really chasing the next part of it. I was with Mac for 15, 16 years, and then I was like, okay, I got to get out this mall. You know what I mean? I can't just be the lady just standing behind the Mac counter every time. Hey, y'all, I remember when. I just didn't want to be her,
Yeah.
Talking about I've been here since. I just has to be something else out there for me. So I started chasing the Hollywood scene. And when I came out here 20 years ago, I had no clue what to do. All I knew is that Johnny liked skateboards and we was going to move near a skate park. That's all I knew. And I was like,
Does he still like skateboards?
I think we should ask him. Yeah, I don't
We'll ask
know, but he always liked skates and skateboards. Yeah, so I moved. I made sure a skate park was right behind our apartments. So because that was my only goal, to make sure that he was happy in the place. So I was commuting because I didn't live in Hollywood at first. I lived out in Riverside.
Ooh.
Wow.
So I was commuting to chase my how I ended up in Hollywood with Johnny was because by the time I got out here and he was going to the 4th grade. By the time he got to the 8th grade, I was like, Johnny, I can't do this no more. I don't even know if I'm making home to you sometimes. That 15, that 91, yeah,
That traffic.
that number, the 5, all that traffic. I was terrified after a while. I mean, I went from can drive correct good, and then I just seen too much. Those long trips home, and then you're going to, you got to climb at 6 a.m. So now I'm leaving at 3:30 in the morning, and I'm driving. Then I'm sitting. Then I'm at their house sleeping in their driveway until they opened the gate for me to come in and do makeup. It was just a lot. What the moms do. You do.
This is what moms do.
This mom would do.
Man.
So it was one of those things where I just was like, you know what, Johnny, you're gonna do 8th grade in Hollywood. We moving Hollywood. I can't do this anymore.
Did you move close to a skate park?
No, I forgot about the parks and everything. We was in survival. I was like, I don't care about no parks, man. You ain't even use that skate park that much anyway.
We didn't have
stop
time. We
playing.
didn't have that time.
Yeah. I was working all the time, so he was in the house waiting for me to get home.
Aw.
But but that's the thing. It's he always had to be with somebody else. You know what I mean? Until I
Yeah.
could trust that he was by himself. Because I didn't, I didn't make him a latchkey kid early. I wanted him to
How
be.
old was he now when you moved to Hollywood?
He was 12.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Well, he was 8 when we moved to LA.
Was he a little mature at that, a 12-year-old?
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
really mature. Yeah, he already knew how to like wash his clothes, and he was really mature. He's always been he always been really helpful. So he wanted to anything he could do to not see that look on my face.
Aw.
He learned. He's a Gemini. He figured me out. You know, they figure you out. They like, you're not gonna have me walking on eggshells. I'm gonna do everything. So one time, little Johnny, he had a little kickback at the apartment. At my apartment, I went out of town.
In Hollywood?
Yeah, Hollywood apartment.
Oh, that's lit.
In his 9th grade year of high school. And he has like, I can just tell. I have the people, the neighbors watching out. I'm like, can you watch my house, make sure, so nobody tells me anything. I come back and then I'm just happen to be getting in my bed and all these beads start falling under the bed. Like somebody's bracelet or necklace broke or something.
Oh, no.
I'm thinking, who got beads? I'm all under the bed trying to, collect them and everything. I'm like, oh, he had a girl in here.
Oh,
So
Johnny.
he at school. So I go downstairs to the girl Christine house that lived downstairs. I knocked on the door, the Armenian girl. Hey, Christine, yeah, you did lie to me, but we all right. So I said, hey, Christine. I said, did Johnny have company? She said, no, he didn't have company. No, I promise you. I was watching out. Johnny's a good kid. Keesh, you don't have anything to worry about. Johnny's a good kid. Johnny comes home from school. So when he came from school, I snatched his phone from him. So he don't have time to erase nothing. I start going through his text messages and I see he said to Christina, who lived downstairs, he said, hi, Christina. He said, thanks for allowing me to have the kickback while my mom was gone. She's back now. Then he said, can you come up here to my apartment and look around with your womanly eyes to see if there's anything I missed?
Oh, no.
How old was Christina?
He was like,
womanly eyes.
he was 14. She was like 23 or something, 23, 24.
Oh.
And he was like, can you look around? So she let him have company. He had some guys in the house, girls in the house.
He done charmed his way on.
And she didn't want to tell on him because she said that she was like, I was watching out. I did have to put 2 kids out the house. Some grandmother and called me 2 days later talking about her granddaughters and stole her what's that card they get? The food stamp card?
The EBT.
Say they done stole her EBT card and she want to know if the food is at my house. That's what they told her. The food's at my house. I mean, when I tell you I can't make this stuff up, y'all. I gotta go give her the cash back for the money they stole on her because she crying, the grandma crying, because she need that EBT balance. And I was like, I felt bad. I was like, well,
you're like, Johnny.
I was like, is this your? I said they bought Creole sauce because I've never bought Creole sauce before. I was like, they must be like Creole or something. They had Creole sauce, all kinds. I just packed all the stuff up that didn't look like nothing I bought and just took it to the lady. I was like, here's $63 or something like that. I was like, I'm sorry. Johnny told me they was cooking for me.
That's funny. The journey that you've been going through.
Yes.
This is funny, by the way, and
Thank you.
it's so enlightened. I love it. This journey is shaped Johnny.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because he's going through it with you, and that's one thing that we, as moms, like we like to pour into our kids, and make sure that they are getting everything that they need.
That's right. It's our job. It's our job.
Yeah.
I mean,
absolutely.
it's just like people always think, okay, by the time they graduate from high school, it's over. Actually, that's when it begins. Because I used to tell Johnny, all you have to do is get through school. I never put any other things in him other than just graduate from school, like to make your life a little bit easier. You know what I mean? Just your job is to go to school, but I never like taught him the other qualities that he needed to learn before he became an adult. So that's why I don't understand when some people, some of his friends graduated and they was like, parents was putting them out at, 18. And I was thinking, wow, that's so sad because when did you teach them other things? Like, what did you teach them about the bank account? And yeah, when did you got to teach?
Important.
Like, so my whole thing was with Johnny was take your time. Like from 18 to 23, at least 24, it's my job to instill these other things into you. And about his credit and getting credit cards and
cleaning.
Yeah, cleaning.
Keeping the house clean.
I mean everything. Like like even down to when he graduated, we made sure he Me and my best friend, we made sure he had a good watch. We made sure he had a good pair of shoes. He had a good tie. He had a good belt, a good wallet. You know what I mean? Like, these are your graduation gifts because you're entering this part. And then when you go to these jobs interviews, you need a good pair of top shoes. And you
That's
need a good
right.
belt. You need a
Yes.
good watch because
Yeah.
people will look at that stuff. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Regardless of what people say, Black men, they have to do it differently. You
That's
know,
right.
so our job as their Black mom is to instill things in them that sets them aside, honestly. You know, so I wasn't thinking, I was like, okay, he need a laptop, but he used it for his music and stuff, which was cool, but he still needed a laptop. You know what I mean?
Right.
And you need a good one. You need a good watch. You need a good pair of shoes. You get a good suit. You know what I mean? That's your graduation gifts. Forget these cars and stuff they out here buying. You get these things, you can get your first car yourself.
Definitely.
Because I'm instilling something else in you. You
Right.
know, like I'm gonna put the suit on your back,
And then that self-esteem.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
what you do. You know, like I was the one who bought him his first gun. You know, like
Okay.
no, like that was my job as a Black mother. Thank you for not taking that out my hands and not having me teach you correctly. You know, as a man and you want to protect this house and you are the man of the house, you need to have these skills. Because somebody coming here, I don't ever want to see a look of fear in your eyes where you trying to save me and you can't protect us.
Aw.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we need to teach.
That's deep.
That's what they teaching is.
Right.
We ain't
That's
never
deep.
prepared.
Yes.
We bring a knife to the gun show.
Hello.
Johnny bringing a gun. With
I mean,
extra
you
bullets.
ooze strength and
Oh,
resilience.
thank you, baby. Thank you.
Yes.
Which brings me to my next question. You've been facing a new kind of challenge. Your cancer journey. How has that been? How have you been navigating through this chapter of your life?
Well, one day at a time. You know, just being really grateful. It does. It takes you back. Like you understand that Bible is real. You understand. You know, you give yourself a grade every day. You know, and I measure myself up against the 7 deadly sins. Like today, was I greedy? Was I doing? Was something gluttony? Was I doing some gluttony type stuff? Was I jealous? Was I envious? You know what I mean?
Holding yourself accountable.
You hold yourself accountable. That's what you want to
I
hold.
love that.
You know, the 7 deadly sins is what you don't want to cross any of those. So, and then you got to give yourself a grade, and you need to give yourself an honest grade because every day you get to do it better. So, I mean, I ain't gonna get an A+ every day because yesterday I gave myself a B-. I was like, girl, you could have been better. That gluttony got to you, girl. You know you ain't had to need all them stuff at TJ Maxx.
That was me last night. I did not need them chicken strips.
Yeah, that's green. You know, leave that. No. See, that's when you
One day at a time.
Yeah, one day at a time. And that's what, like me, like if I want a potato chip, I'm gonna get. If I want to pop, I'm gonna do it. I gotta have a day where I don't really feel like there's nothing. If I want it from Uber Eats, I'm gonna get it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna get that
Thank
acai
God for
bowl.
Uber Eats,
Yeah,
right?
right. Oh God, they get on my nerves. They take all your money, but you know.
Yeah. So tell us your journey. Tell us from the
Okay.
beginning, your
Yeah.
cancer journey.
Okay, so I found a lump one day. I didn't have to go search for it like they said. You have to search for it and press all that. I just happened to be looking in the mirror after I got out the shower, and I just seen like a grape-sized lump outside of my left breast. And in my head, I was like, okay, that must be like one of them cysts or something, because this can't be cancer. Because they said you gotta go search for it. You know, they said you gotta press in and do all this. I ain't do none of that. It was just this lump sitting there.
And it
So
didn't hurt.
No, it didn't hurt. It
No
was just
pain at
sitting.
all.
No pain. It moved around. You know, like the little thing that
Wow.
was in there just moved around. But I didn't know that was a sign of cancer either.
Okay.
But
Was it hard?
it was like a little marble inside. You know
Okay,
what I
so
mean? But
it
was
had
just
hard.
moving.
It wasn't like
Yeah.
mushy.
No, it wasn't mushy.
Okay.
Well, you know what? I don't even know. I've been through so much now. And I got so much hard and mushy. I don't know at the same time. But it was in there and it was floating all around. It was just moving from one side to the other.
Something in a
Okay.
normal, small.
Yeah, it's the size of a grape, and it was just. But it was like abnormal. Like it was protruding.
Okay.
It wasn't inside. It was like outside.
Okay.
So that's why I thought it was a cyst. I was like, let me just go get a mammogram and get this thing drained real quick before we go back on hiatus. And I went and got a mammogram, and they called me the next day and said, are you, they said, are you alone? I said, well, I'm at work right now on set. And they was like, okay, is anybody there that you care about? I said, I told you I was at work. I don't care about none of these people.
I'm working.
I don't care about none of these people. I'm at work. Like, what do you need to tell me? We need to see you as soon as possible. You need to get in here. You need to have surgery. We need to do biopsy. We need to do this because you have cancer, stage 4 breast cancer.
Oh my God.
So I was like,
How did you feel at that moment hearing that?
first thing I said was, goodness gracious, I like this job. I was on Grownish. I was with Chloe and them, you know what I mean? Like, I'm having a good time. I was like,
Are you sure you're calling the right person?
like, I like it here. I don't want to leave this job. But, and then I was thinking about my dad. I mean, I think about my life, and then I was thinking about my son. You know, it's like so much. It was like,
In 1 second.
in 1 second, everything went through. But now you got to go back on set because you hear them call makeup. So I didn't really have time to process it either. I was just
Right.
like, let me just get back in there. So I just was like putting makeup on, but slow motion type, like touching up, like
And everything's sitting in.
yeah, and I just couldn't understand it. I went back inside of my chair, and I think I said to one of my friends, I said, yeah, the doctor just called me and told me I have cancer. And then it was her reaction. Like, most of the time it's more so other people's reaction.
Yeah.
Because you can tell people you have cancer. Happened to me in the nail salon yesterday. And thank you, April, for paying for my nails. That was really nice.
Your nails look bomb, by the
Thank
way.
you,
Yes,
thank
they
you,
are
thank you,
beautiful.
Thank you,
Yes,
thank
they
you.
are eating.
Thank you so much. But I was at the salon, but I noticed that when people hear that I have cancer, the first thing I have to do is console them. I'm thinking, that's not fair. Now, why I gotta tell you it's gonna be okay?
Oh.
Girl, stop
Girl,
crying.
stop crying. It's gonna be okay. And I'm like, I don't know. You know what I mean? So it's like one of those days where it's just like sometimes you just like people to get to know you before they know you have cancer because you don't want to. It's like,
You don't want them to feel sorry for you.
yeah, it's like that's not gonna give me the energy I need.
Yeah.
You know, me hearing about your auntie who just died of cancer, or your grandmother
Oh
died.
gosh, no.
I don't need to hear any of that. I'd be like, you
Right.
can. Oh, this is a good time to tell me all that. But other than that, I don't know what we're talking about no more.
Your journey.
Okay, my journey.
Okay, so you were
Cut. She's like, cut.
you were talking about the lump in your breast.
Yes.
And then how it was protruding. And then
Okay.
from that point,
Yeah, next thing you know, I'm in surgery. Okay, so
Okay.
from the lump in my breast, it's protruding out. They said it was very aggressive. So now I have to go in, I have to get all these tests done, and I have to have surgery in a couple weeks. Well, he said in a week, and I was like, well, can we do a couple weeks? And he was just like, when do you want to do the surgery? And I said, well, I just need time to save some money. Like, I haven't saved any money. And he's like, okay, if you don't have surgery by this date, then you're going to be saving money for some other reasons.
Ooh.
And so I was like, oh, man, he don't sound like he playing.
Right.
All right, well, then so October 2nd was my surgery date. So I went in and had my surgery. And it just wasn't, by the time they went in there, they seen that everything already had spread. It was like it was just, it already went into my lymph nodes. It already, stage 4 normally means that it already metastasized. So that's why I still have my breast. Like I tell people, I was like, well, why you didn't let them cut your breasts off? Like it was my choice. I'm like, it wasn't an option for me. I wish that I could have. I don't care about these breasts.
Mhm.
I got too much other little body parts to be worried about when I go to the gym or walk or something.
Mhm,
I don't
mhm.
need, this is from weight gain. I never even had these things before. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So not until when I got older. So it was like one of those things where I didn't get to get them cut off. I wish I could have, but that wasn't my journey. So I have them, but I have to live with the cancer. So basically it's to keep me comfortable and to keep me, the chemo is more so not to, it's not going to cure me. It's just to keep me comfortable. Like they already tell you, you have this long and stuff, but you just be like, okay, well, it's up to God. Because if you know God, you know that you have as long as you're supposed to have. You know what I mean?
Right.
God got us. So you
Mhm.
just it changes everything. You want
Your
to
perspective on everything.
everything.
How
I
old
don't care
was-
about nothing.
How old was Johnny when you got this news?
Oh, Johnny was 25.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now he's grown.
Yeah. Yeah, he was 25.
And-
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
How did you tell him? Or did you call him right away? Did
No,
you go
I
home?
just waited till I went home. I waited till I got home, and then I just I can't remember how I said it to Johnny. I said, "Yeah, the doctor got back to me, and he was like, 'What did they say?' He said, 'Everything okay?' And I said, 'No, I got cancer.' And he just said, 'Mom, we gonna get through this, Mom.' He wanted to remind me, your kids remind you of who you are. So he was like,
Definitely.
'Mom, you're strong. I don't watch, we did
You're
this.
Harriet.
Yeah, like y'all, yeah,
Yeah.
Yes,
exactly.
you're Harriet.
He
Right.
said, 'You're not alone, Mom. I'll be with you every step of the way,' and he prayed for me. He's my prayer warrior, so he prayed for me instantly, and he's always called it out cancer, or like he never says it's me, but he don't say, 'Mom, he always said, 'We got cancer. And we had cancer,'
Oh.
and we always talked about it healing. So we talk about it in the past tense, as if even if I'm still going through it, you got to talk about and visualize getting through it.
Yes, you are.
Yes.
I don't need to
Definitely.
stay here in this body like this. I can just
Mm-hmm.
push past it. Like even when I have bad days, if it's Sunday, I'd be like, okay, I can't wait for Monday. Like I just always just move on to the next day.
Yes.
I'm like, I'm gonna just leave Sunday where it's at. It ain't working for me
Yeah.
today. You know what I mean? So
What's kept you hopeful during these times?
I think a lot of it is Johnny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely Johnny because he's so positive. Like you can't I wake up and he's meditating and he's praying and he's reading his Bible and he exercises and he eats clean. So he's a reminder. Like he tests me too. I be trying with him when I go to Trader Joe's. We live upstairs from Trader Joe's, right? And I'll go to Trader Joe's and I'll bring back all kinds of stuff. I'm having one of them moments where everything just look good and I know I don't need it. But I don't have the energy to hide it.
Right.
So, he throw it all away. He take it all. He throw all that.
Oh
He
my
be like,
gosh,
"You want to
no.
see me? Why?" He'll open the bag and throw all. And I just be like, "Okay." I mean, what I'm gonna say?
Yeah.
He fighting for my life that
Right.
hard.
Definitely.
He
I
like
can't even
he
be
holding you
mad.
accountable. He like
Yeah.
you gotta
Yes.
be
And I
strong.
can't be mad because if I wanted it that bad, I know how to hide it. I know.
That's everything you've poured into him.
Yeah, he gives it back
Yes.
to you.
He gives it back to you.
Yeah, and that's the gift. That's the gift that keeps on giving with
Yeah.
these
Ooh.
kids.
Mm-hmm.
To have someone who does that with you.
That's dope.
Mm-hmm.
Man, what's become more important to you now that maybe, wasn't before?
Just gratefulness. Just being grateful for just inhaling and exhaling.
Mm.
Mm.
Like you realize, I think as women, period, if we pay attention to ourselves, we hold our breaths more than we think we do. We always hold our breath. Cause I rarely hear myself breathe through my nose. Like I don't never say,
I'm
Yeah.
always sighing.
yeah, I'm always like, I realized, I was like, one day I realized, I think I just stand around and hold my breath. Like,
Mm.
I need to take a breath. Like,
Yeah, just breathe.
I don't think I realized it's almost like I felt like I was a giraffe. They just standing there.
Not a giraffe.
Yeah, like you're just standing there and you just there. Like, girl, you better breathe. Like, so I have a mirror on my room, in my living room, and I wrote, and the word, it's like, I got it from Home Goods, and it says breathe over top of the mirror because it reminds me
Wow.
when I look in the mirror to take a breath.
Let go.
Right.
Yeah, we holding our breath because we just waiting for the next something because we know it's happening because,
Life.
life is life.
Definitely.
And yeah, so,
Yes.
it's just like, okay, everything is good over here and we good over here. But when that phone rings, it's like, first thing you're saying is, what's wrong? Everything okay? Especially at a certain time,
Yes.
because
Mhm.
it's always somebody, like I've had a lot of death in my life. Johnny's had a lot of death going on in his life lately. It's like we can't get past it. Right now they're giving out cancer, they're giving out diabetes, they're giving out strokes, they're giving out heart attacks like ain't nobody business.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're just giving it out. Like
Just
you
giving
get
it
one,
out.
you get one.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
like, why y'all ain't give me that when I went to Vegas? Like, just let me win the jackpot or something first.
Give me that.
Give me that.
Yeah.
I didn't even like the color pink until I got into this family.
Aw.
I did, and I was like, now I gotta do all that pink. And then people first, the
Representing.
first year, everybody bought me these pink blankets and everything was pink. I
You
was
like,
like,
all right.
so I'm like, okay, then I love it. I love it. That's why I love your nails.
Yes, thank
You're
you.
welcome.
People are always calling like battling cancer like strong.
Yeah.
But that can mean different things to different people. So what does strength look like for you right now in this moment?
You know, I guess people don't want to hear that you're strong because you do get tired of being strong. I've been called strong forever too. Like, you so strong. Like, I don't want to be like, I want to go through my soft girl area. I want to have a
Yeah.
moment, you know.
Right.
And we don't, that they had that little thing at the beginning of every year, like, God, please don't put me on the with the I'm strong list or whatever, the strongest
Yeah.
warrior list and all this stuff. I'm like, yeah, please, God, I think you done tested me enough. I'm ready. I think I did a good job with this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the unknown, and the thing about it is, you just strength is just living. It's just living.
Just being able to wake up every day
Yes.
and look at yourself in the mirror like, you got this.
And breathe.
You got
Absolutely.
this.
And breathe.
And breathe.
Yes.
Stop and smell the roses.
Stop and smell the rose, and you
Yeah.
realize it. There, you realize it's like, it's that simple.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just like when the old people used to tell us, like, I used to be like, well, how do I get there? And they'd be like, just tell God you want it. And you'd be like, okay, I know God, but how do I get there? Because we always want it quick, you know?
Yeah.
And then I understand what they meant. And then I'm her like, God, you better talk to God. Like, it's true.
Yeah.
Like, you have to have that relationship with God. You have
Mhm.
to check, you do your checks and your balance with yourself and with others too. And you have to learn the word no.
Boundaries.
Boundaries.
Yeah, it's real.
So I have
It's
a question for
real.
you. Has your faith always been this strong?
Yes, it has.
Okay.
My whole journey has been only on faith. Like, I know for a fact, like, even before Johnny,
Mm-hmm.
Johnny was just given to me to reteach me how to be strong again. You know what I mean? Because you kind of lose it for a minute and
Yes.
you start,
Oh, but they test you and
yeah,
they show you
yeah.
and
So
they bring things out of you that sometimes we don't even know we have as a parent.
absolutely. But I always tell people my faith walk is my best walk, because it is. Like,
Aw,
I've
I love
always
that.
Yes.
had my faith walk. Like, everything I have manifested my whole life. And the thing about my manifestation is that I've got more than what I even thought that I deserve. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So it's like some things I was like, I just wanted, like, you just,
Yes.
I'm,
You just wanted a cheeseburger with no fries and then you got the whole meal.
yeah, I got the whole meal. And then I had the best son, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, God loves me. Like, I looked at it like, God really loves me because he gave me the right child for me. He never caused me no trouble.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, that's, and you have to celebrate these young men for stuff like that. You know what I
Definitely.
mean? Like, I celebrate him. Like, I'm always being thoughtful. I'm like, here, Johnny, like, and not in a spoiled way, because he's not spoiled at all. He you want to do for him. You want to do for him. So it's like one of those things where I just thank him for making it easy for me that I didn't have to put money on his books.
Ooh.
You know what I
That's
mean?
strong.
Yeah.
That I didn't have
But
to spend money on
he's
no
a reflection of
attorney.
you.
Yes.
He is such a reflection of you. I had a great conversation with him and his aura, his the way he speaks and
Yes.
his the message that he's just it's
And he's
you.
like that. That's
He got it from you.
and it is. He's truly a mere reflection. I'm thinking, oh, I didn't even know. You know what I mean? Because you
Yeah.
don't know yourself.
No.
And then, you know your cousins and stuff when you're little. Everybody know who used to hit us when we was little Keesh. You know what I mean? And they never leave that story alone, so people don't know that you can grow. And I was the oldest.
Definitely.
I had to keep y'all in check. You know what I mean? Type
Yeah.
stuff. But at the same time, people don't let you grow past what they knew about you. And
Definitely.
people
Ooh.
got to know that we all grow
We all
up.
grow
I got
up.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all grow up. I'm not her anymore.
Right. Yes.
I'm. Every day I'm striving for what God's perfection looks like for me. I'm not going to get it perfect. I'm not perfect at all. I
Right.
have my moments. I'll be like,
Get somebody else to do it.
yeah, every time. Like, honey, you like, I'm checked out. That's it. That's it for me.
Mhm.
But you got to get back up every day.
Definitely. Are you still working at this time? Do you still work?
Well, at this time, I'm not working,
Okay.
but I will be working soon. I'll be working in May. I'm
So
going
you're
back
still
in May.
open to working.
Yes,
It
I
has this
yes, I want to work.
this let's call it this stage in your life
Yes.
that you're facing.
Yes.
Hasn't stopped you from working.
No, it hasn't stopped me from working.
That's right.
Not at all. But it's been really slow out here in LA. You know, production hasn't been really fast, but I'm ready to go back to work. So in May, I'll be going to the Country Music Awards. That'll be like my first gig in a long
that's
time.
nice.
So
That's
I'll
right.
be going to Texas for that.
Did
So.
you get your you have cowboy boots ready? You
Girl,
got your
you know I
hat
got
ready?
my fan too, boo.
Yeah, where them fans at?
You got my fan.
Wait, first of all,
opened it
let's put
today.
my fan. This is my fan right here.
I love it.
But it don't clack, so I don't know if this gonna work.
Well, I got the collapsible. I took it out of my dress. It's on my dresser right now.
What
So
color is it?
It's like all colors. I don't know where I got it from, but I'm glad I got
Because
it.
I heard they was sold out.
Oh no!
Other
See, mine's
fans?
mine's vintage.
Oh, okay.
It's
I
like a
like
farmer's market or something. It's like a long time ago.
Oh, I can't wait to see you with this fan.
Yes.
I can't
You know how to
wait.
do the dance?
Nope. I'm gonna pretend to do it and then put slow motion. You know, slow motion they make everything. You speed it up or you slow it down.
That's right.
I love
It's gonna
that.
look just fine, right?
So you know what? We've been talking about Johnny
Yes.
like
Yes.
this whole show, your son.
Yes.
I feel like we've been knowing him all his life. Let's bring Johnny
Okay,
out
let's
because
bring
he's
Johnny
back
out.
there. Let's get him out here.
Yes. Let's bring Johnny up.
All right.
Okay. Johnny.
Hi, ladies, how y'all doing?
What's up? Thank you for
Time?
coming.
Thank y'all for having me. Thank you for having us.
Right,
Yes.
right.
Yes.
You got some questions for Johnny?
Um.
Quick questions.
um,
Oh, you know what? So Johnny, you was about to get into something, and I stopped you because
Yeah.
I was like, we need this on the camera.
Absolutely.
So you were about to explain something. I
Well,
forgot,
like,
but
the
it
thing
was
is, like, what I see a lot of once kids, whether it's a mother, father, once they turn 18, they're quick to leave and go. Once they turn 21, they quick to go, leave, and just start their own life. You know,
Yeah.
they might only reach out, contact parent, maybe
they
couple,
need something.
yes, when they need something or every couple weeks. Me and my mom came out here by ourselves, like with 2 suitcases, nothing, like homeless, like. So my loyalty is to that. Like I was just saying not too long ago, like I know I'm gonna be a loyal husband. I know I'm gonna be a great husband.
Aw.
But my loyalty right now, I have a dream. My dream when I was 14, 15 years old was, damn, I seen my mom struggle. I'm gonna change her life. I'm gonna make sure. So that's my first goal right there, is change my mom's life before anything. So, you know, it's a loyalty thing. Like I wasn't rushing to just leave at 18, 21. My thing is we're gonna get rich and I'm gonna take care of you. You're gonna be fine. And that's just the goal I'm going for right now.
Yeah.
That's my focus. So
Definitely.
Oh, I
Absolutely.
love that.
Aw.
You about to make me start crying, Johnny,
Oh.
just because.
Whip out the fan. Whip out the fan.
That's so wonderful.
Lord.
And, not even just take up too much time, but like we went through breast cancer recently, you know,
Yeah.
and that was tough. And
How are you dealing with that?
every day I'm feeling, you know, when it happened, when she told me, we found out the diagnosis, I would think like something like that would break my heart, but it was more like, all right, what we got to do? Let's do it. That turned me, I went from a boy to a man that day,
Okay.
like without it in an instant.
Yeah.
And it changed my mind because, again, me and my mom came out here with just each other. My mom, the moment we landed out here, my mom cried. She said, Johnny, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Oh.
I said, Mom, what we about to do? Where we gonna live? Where we gonna go? She said, I don't know what we're gonna do, but we're gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
How old were you? Do you
I
remember?
was 8 years old about to
And
turn
you remember
9.
clearly.
I remember clearly because we were home. There was a sound. We ate a sandwich. She gave me that full sandwich. She sacrificed meals. She sacrificed time. So loyalty to me is like, and then when she got diagnosed, it was more of like, dang, you know, I'm fighting a disease that's trying to take my mom away from me. Anything I do in life, if my mom is gone, no, the highest success that I reach, it will mean nothing to me because
She's not here.
the person I struggle with in real life is not here. So it's important for me it made me realize time is important. Health is important first.
Mm.
Time is important, and family means everything. And this is my family. We from where we from. The people that I grew up with at a younger age, they're even in jail or dead. She broke a curse, a generational curse when she brought me out here. My son is gonna be born out here. When I have a
Keesh,
son,
you see that?
my child will be
Yes.
born here.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a generational curse. Everything else I do is in my hands to make sure I continue to break the curse. But that alone, she saved my life because I could see the environment that we come from. I wouldn't be able to be who I wanted to be. When I went through my little skater phase to ride around the street and skate, I couldn't have did that for free. Or went to play basketball at the park. I couldn't have did that.
Over
She
there,
understood over there where we came from, in DC, Maryland, wherever you from. That's it. A lot of people deal with that, and she saw something in me before I was even able to see it in myself, and she said I need to put him in an environment that allow him to flourish. And every day is me working on myself to repay that back and show her that was not in vain. Because I can't fail. That's my whole.
Definitely gonna get through this. Some kids don't
Absolutely.
understand the importance of loyalty or sticking with
Yes.
their parents. Or we only have one mom,
Yeah.
one dad. Some of
Yeah.
us get one dad.
Yeah.
I didn't have a dad growing up, so I
Yeah.
know the importance of that.
Yes.
But just you can learn from everyone, and that's why earlier we were saying it's free to be kind. It's free game. Like
That's right.
we started talking about herbs earlier and learning and teaching, and
Yes.
you are teaching me something. I'm going to teach.
Yes.
But that's what we were put on earth
Yep. To
to share.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I don't want to take up too much time, but I want to give thanks like to my mom. I didn't have a father in my life, and the saddest part is like I'm a man on my own. Like I'm a man, and I one day want to be a man that loves unconditionally his wife and look at my kids and love them. I didn't have that growing up though, so I don't know. I don't have a template of a good black man to go based off of. The only reason I'm a good black man today is because
Of
with
your
my mother and God, my intuition, my integrity and morals that's in me, that voice in my head that's saying, don't do that. That's not who you are
Yes.
spiritually,
Yeah.
mentally, emotionally. That's not who you are. So that's what keeps me being the man that I am right now.
Keeps you
Grounded, very grounded. And I'm grateful for that. So my mom raised me, but God raised me as that was my father. And again, like,
Wow. You're
Aw,
strong. You're such
you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for y'all coming on the show,
No,
this
you're
platform.
you're
This
very
has
welcome.
been like aside of my friend first episode. This has been my favorite episode. And you have dropped so many gems to like help get some insight on, your life. And
Yes.
I thank you and I appreciate you coming
You're
on this
very
platform to
welcome.
share something so personal.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank
And
you.
sharing
Thank
your
you.
son.
Yeah,
You mentioned that when we were going through breast cancer, I owe my life to God because I prayed to God every single day to just heal my mom from the top of her head to the soles of her feet. This right here, I'm in the moment while y'all talking and we're in this moment, I'm just thanking God in my head because this is a moment that could have went a different way. And I'm just so grateful that God answered my prayer. And that's why I owe my life to God. And I owe my loyalty and I owe all my success to my mother. So I appreciate y'all so much. Thank y'all so
Aw.
much.
he gonna pray. He
We're
gonna.
gonna pray.
Oh,
I
Johnny's
know
gonna
you
do a
got to
prayer.
okay. Let us pray. Dear Lord, thank you so much for waking us up this morning. Thank you for the blessings that you have given us just this moment right now to be able to thank you, Lord. We thank you so much for allowing us to breathe, to live like you, speak like you. We thank you. We ask that you remove anything that is not of you, Lord, to remove it from our bodies, mind, body, souls, and spirit, Lord. Anything that is not of you, Lord, we ask that you take it away from our soul and you enter our bodies with your love. Allow us to love others like you, speak to others like you speak to us on a day-to-day basis, Lord. Thank you for my mother. Thank you for this podcast. Thank you for our host. Thank you for everybody that is in this room right now and everybody that's watching right now. Thank you so much for your unconditional love and protecting us and guiding us and shielding us from things that we don't even know. Keep the enemy away from us. Protect us, guide us, align us. Please bless the Boymom podcast. Please bless my mom, all the hosts, the family. Please get us back home safe. In Jesus' name, amen.
Man.
And
My name, but you appreciate y'all. Absolutely.
man. If you guys love this episode, like, subscribe, share. It's been so many gems that have been dropped on this episode, and I know that this can help somebody get through.
Yes.
Because it's helping me get through and just having different perspectives of things. And Keesh, Johnny, thank y'all for
Thank you.
coming.
Thank
Yes,
you.
thank
Thank you for having
you.
us.
Thank you.
Thank
Oh.
you.